I'm Jon Wrennall, Fujitsu Fellow and CTO for the UK and Ireland. In recent years, a number of megatrends that are all interconnected have come to the fore. And these megatrends are impacting people, businesses and societies. And these megatrends include things from urbanisation, population growth, population ageing, and energy, sustainability. And these things are set against the context, the very context of an information revolution. And this revolution is like nothing we've ever seen before. Urbanisation is a megatrend. By 2050, it's pretty accurately estimated we'll have nearly 66% of the entire global population living in an urban environment. That's in megacities. Population growth is one of the megatrends. In population terms, we're over 7 billion people in the world right now. That's going to rise to over 9.6 billion by 2050. And if we then overlay that with the ageing population. Now, in terms of ageing population, if you look right now, in the third largest economy in the world, that's Japan. Now that's where over 25% of the entire population is over 65. And in only 15 years, that's going to rise to 1 in 3. So you have to look at the sustainability of that entire society when a third of the entire population is over the typical age of retirement that we'd all look forward to. That demographic will need, in the future, the majority of the support, the more expensive to support, given the healthcare that we can now offer. And that healthcare will only become more intelligent. So megatrends can completely disrupt existing business models. So the business models that we currently know today and love are changing and will need to change. And if they don't, then new upstarts and new business models will usurp the traditional ones. And that's inexorable, that happens, and I think that's an evolution of business and evolution of society. But if we're looking at existing businesses, then existing businesses really do need to look at each facet of these megatrends and how they will react in order to leverage the opportunities that are created. For society, for every opportunity, there's a challenge, and vice versa. And every opportunity for business addressing those new demographics represent a challenge for public sector, because inexorably they need to be funded. So when you look at business leaders, and particularly IT leaders in the context of looking at these megatrends, then we're really saying, who is really going to look at the impact of these business megatrends? Because it can't be, well, I thought you were. It's got to be that somebody does. And I would absolutely attest that given many of the opportunities and many of the tools in the toolbox to be able to address and create those opportunities and harness those opportunities come in the main from both a technology-enabled and commercially, entrepreneurially led, then the technology leader has probably the best opportunity to literally grasp these opportunities and take center stage and help drive through those changes into the business to harness those opportunities and create the future for that business now and in the near future. So businesses that ignore these megatrends and don't proactively look to see how they can both address them and the opportunities they create or otherwise, I think will, be it in the short or medium term, will find themselves completely undercut by new entrants. And those that don't embrace the technology and its ability to practically and proactively impact those megatrends, just in my belief, will in the future no longer exist and be usurped. However, I think those that truly take to heart these megatrends and the corporate social responsibility elements that lie within are going to be the future winners.